Where are you watching from, Knicks fans? The stakes couldn't be higher as the New York Knicks gear up for what could be a make-or-break playoff series against the Atlanta Hawks. Let's dive into the current state of the team, the pressures they face, and the harsh realities that could follow if they falter once again. The Knicks' aspirations for a deep playoff run were shattered in the 2025 Eastern Conference Finals, where they not only blew double-digit leads, but also found themselves struggling with a disappointing shooting percentage below 43% in the final 3 games. This underwhelming performance led to the front office making a bold decision, firing Tom Thibodeau, a coach who had guided the team to back-to-back 50-win seasons. In his place, they've brought in Mike Brown, a move that significantly raises the pressure not only on the new coach, but the entire organization. Enter Stephen A. Smith, who has made it clear that the expectations for the Knicks have reached an all-time high. A first-round exit against the Hawks would send shockwaves through Madison Square Garden and beyond, putting Mike Brown squarely on the hot seat. Smith didn't hold back, stating, "Mike Brown is going as the head coach. Karl Anthony Towns, likely Miles McBride, Mikal Bridges, and who knows who else is going." The implication is clear. Failure will not be tolerated, and sweeping changes could be imminent. This reality check comes at a time when the Knicks' front office dynamics are under scrutiny. The decision to part ways with Thibodeau appears to have been influenced more by owner James Dolan than by President Leon Rose. With expectations soaring, Smith emphasizes that failing to advance past the first round would lead to consequences that extend well beyond the coach. But I think that ultimately Mike Brown will be scapegoated, he warns. While it's evident that Smith does not wish for Coach Brown to suffer the consequences of a potential playoff failure, he is equally adamant about the implications of such an outcome. The city of New York will be in an absolute uproar, he states. To go from a trip to the conference finals, with expectations of competing for a title, to an embarrassing first-round exit against the Atlanta Hawks, who are not exactly a juggernaut, would be nothing short of unacceptable. The sentiment in the city is palpable. New Yorkers are a passionate fan base that demands excellence. The prospect of an early playoff exit against a team like the Hawks, especially after changing coaches and attempting to shift the culture, will not sit well with anyone. Smith's perspective is clear. There is no way that is going to fly. As a result, heads would roll. The pressure mounts, and accountability will be demanded at every level. The Knicks enter this series as clear favorites, having won 2 of 3 matchups against the Hawks during the regular season. Jalen Brunson is at the forefront, leading the charge with impressive performances, including a standout game where he scored 34 points and handed out 5 assists. Yet, the pressure on Brunson and the rest of the team cannot be overstated. They need to execute when it matters most, as the eyes of the entire city are upon them. The Hawks, however, cannot be overlooked. They come into this matchup with their own strengths, particularly their pace. They rank 5th in the league in pace, thriving in transition and creating chaos for their opponents. Conversely, the Knicks prefer a slower, physical half-court game, which could play into Atlanta's hands if they can dictate the tempo. The Knicks rank 26th in pace, and if they allow the Hawks to run, it could lead to a significant challenge. Moreover, the Hawks have their own star in Karl Anthony Towns, who has been nothing short of dominant lately, averaging an astonishing 28.5 points and 13.5 rebounds on incredibly efficient shooting percentages. To neutralize Towns, the Knicks must be strategic, forcing him into uncomfortable positions while ensuring they control the boards. As we look ahead, the pressure on the New York Knicks is palpable. The echoes of their collapse from the previous year still resonate, leading to the pivotal coaching change and the expectations that accompany Mike Brown's arrival. Jalen Brunson's leadership will be critical as they face off against the Hawks, who, despite being the lower seed, possess the tools to upset the Knicks if they can exploit their transition game and contain Towns. The upcoming series is not just about basketball, but a test of character, resilience, and the future of the franchise. Buckle up, Knicks fans. This is a moment that could define the trajectory of the team for years to come. The next chapter is about to unfold, and it's sure to be a thrilling ride. As the New York Knicks gear up for the 2026 NBA playoffs, fans are left to ponder the implications of a roster buzzing with talent, yet shrouded in rotation uncertainty. With Mike Brown at the helm, the pressure mounts to optimize the deployment of his second unit, especially now that all his expensive starters are in perfect health. The stakes have never been higher as the team seeks to capitalize on their number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. But the questions loom large about who will step up when it matters most. Among the intriguing names vying for minutes are Miles McBride, Landry Shamet, Jordan Clarkson, and Mitchell Robinson. Each player has played a vital role in propelling the Knicks to this playoff berth, but there's also the less discussed element of the bench, rookie Mohamed Diawara. His emergence this season has been a breath of fresh air for the franchise. But as we dissect the playoff landscape, it's clear that the postseason is not a place for experimentation, particularly for a player still finding his footing in the league. Diawara's rookie campaign has been commendable, to say the least. In an era where second-round picks frequently struggle to secure a spot in the NBA, he has managed to carve out a respectable role, appearing in 69 games and averaging 9.2 minutes per outing. His stats, while not jaw-dropping, 3.6 points and 1.4 rebounds per game, paint a picture of a young player with potential, especially considering he's just about to turn 21. Yet, the playoffs are a different beast, where the spotlight shines brighter and the margin for error shrinks significantly. The reality is that the Knicks will likely tighten their rotation as they face the Atlanta Hawks in the first round. In a playoff setting, it's the star players who dictate the outcome of games, and that means less time for those still in the developmental stage. Diawara's 9.2 minutes could be better allocated to seasoned contributors like Mitchell Robinson, who could provide a game-changing presence with his rebounding and size. The Knicks need every advantage they can muster, and that includes maximizing the minutes of proven performers. Moreover, what complicates matters is that Diawara remains an enigma. With limited exposure this season, his full abilities are still shrouded in mystery. On one hand, there's the tantalizing potential he showed in his per-36 averages, boasting 14.0 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 3.0 assists, along with a respectable 37% from three-point range. But on the other hand, his recent performance in what was essentially a showcase game against the Charlotte Hornets raises concerns. In that outing, Diawara struggled mightily, going 2 of 9 from the floor and failing to find his rhythm from beyond the arc. That's not the kind of showing that instills confidence in a coach looking for reliability in high-stakes situations. Adding another layer of complexity, the Knicks must also consider Diawara's impending restricted free agency. Should he shine in the playoffs, it's plausible that other teams might take a keen interest and offer him a pay raise that the Knicks, already facing financial constraints, might not be able to match. The franchise is walking a tightrope here. If Diawara is kept under wraps during the playoffs, it would mitigate the risk of losing him due to an unexpected breakout performance. Ultimately, while Diawara's chances to shine in the postseason seem slim, this might not be all doom and gloom for the Knicks. A quieter playoff run could allow them to retain him for another year, setting the stage for what could be a significant sophomore leap. History shows that many second-year players find their footing in ways that dramatically alter the trajectory of their careers. And for a team still striving to deepen its roster, having Diawara return could be a boon. So, as we prepare for the playoff push, the narrative surrounding Mohamed Diawara is one of cautious optimism. He may not be a central figure in this postseason run, but the decisions made now could have lasting implications for the future of the New York Knicks. Up next, we delve into another critical component of the Knicks' playoff strategy. As we dive into the final segment of today's video, there's a delightful moment that bridges the gap between sports and pop culture, showcasing the unique personalities that make the New York Knicks not just a team, but a family. So, where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments, and let's get into this heartwarming story. Josh Hart, the spirited Knicks shooting guard, recently brought a slice of humor and nostalgia to the forefront by reminiscing about his infamous Halloween costume as Dwight Schrute from The Office. It's not every day that a player walks into an NBA arena looking like a character from a beloved sitcom, and that moment became a viral sensation back in 2018 when Hart attended a Lakers game dressed to the nines in mustard yellow, complete with glasses and a briefcase. Fast forward to now, and he's sharing laughs with the man himself, Rainn Wilson, who played Dwight Schrute on The Roommates show, hosted by Hart's Knicks teammate, Jalen Brunson. This interview wasn't just a casual chat. It was an engaging exchange between two fans, one of basketball and the other of television, celebrating their shared love for humor. Hart's affection for The Office is clear as he admits to Wilson that he watched the show constantly during his college days, providing a comforting backdrop to his life as he transitioned into the rigors of professional basketball. It's a relatable moment for many fans out there, showing that even elite athletes find solace in the familiar laughter of a sitcom. But here's the kicker. While many might dismiss this as mere off-court banter, it speaks volumes about Hart's personality and how he connects with his teammates and fans. In a world where the pressure of the playoffs looms large, moments like these can serve as a crucial morale boost. Perhaps it's the lightheartedness and camaraderie that can propel the Knicks to greater heights as they prepare for their playoff series against the Atlanta Hawks. As Hart and Wilson delve into their favorite pranks from a show, the chemistry is palpable. Hart recalls classic moments like the Asian gym prank and the infamous desk in the bathroom gag, showcasing not only his knowledge of the series, but also his ability to bring joy to those around him. Wilson's delight at Hart's enthusiasm is evident. It's a testament to the unique bond players can form off the court, which can translate into on-court synergy. Moreover, Hart's flawless reenactment of Dwight's perfect crime monologue stands out as a highlight of the show. The fact that he can deliver it word for word without breaking a sweat speaks to both his dedication to the character and his own performance mindset as an athlete. Wilson's praise, calling it the second-best reading of all time, isn't just a compliment. It's a sign of respect from one performer to another, reinforcing the notion that artistry, whether in acting or sports, deserves recognition. As the Knicks gear up for their playoff matchup, this kind of bonding and lightheartedness is essential. The Knicks have had their share of ups and downs, and as they face off against the Hawks, the weight of expectation is palpable. However, Hart's ability to connect with his teammates, to share in laughter and nostalgia, can be the secret ingredient that fuels their playoff run. So, as we close this segment and prepare for the tip-off against the Hawks at Madison Square Garden, let's remember that it's not just about the game. It's about the people, the connections, and the moments that define this team. If you can't make it to the arena, make sure to catch it on TV. This is one game you won't want to miss. And before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And as always, don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts on the Knicks in the comments. Let's go, Knicks!